Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. The Sunday Book Review is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network. First, a quick word from our sponsor. One of America's greatest living writers, Cormac McCarthy, is going to be releasing two books. In this year, The Passenger, and next year, Stella Maris. McCarthy is 93, and this may end his run of published books. So I thought today I would take a look at four of my favorite Cormac McCarthy books. For me, it all begins with All the Pretty Horses. It's the tale of John Grady Cole, who at 16 finds himself at the end of a long line of Texas ranchers, cut off from the only life he's ever imagined for himself. With two companions, he sets off for Mexico on a sometimes idyllic, sometimes comic journey to a place where dreams are paid for in blood. Next up, The Road. A father and son walk alone through burning America. Nothing moves in the ravaged landscape save the ash in the wind. It's cold enough to crack stones, and when the snow falls, it's gray. The sky is dark. Their destination is the coast, although they do not know what awaits them there. The Road is a profoundly moving story of a journey. It boldly imagines a future in which no hope remains, but in which the father and his son are sustained by love. Awesome in the totality of its vision, it's unflinching on the meditation of the worst and best of humankind. Next up, No Country for Old Men. The time is now when rustlers have given way to drug runners and small towns have become free fire zones. One day, a good old boy finds a pickup surrounded by a bodyguard of dead men. A load of heroin and $2 million in cash are in there. He takes the money, and this sets us off a chain of catastrophic events that not even the law in the form of the aging, disillusioned Sheriff Bell can contain. As Moss tries to evade his pursuers, a particularly mysterious mastermind who flips coins for human lives follows him, and McCarthy strips down the American crime novel and broadens its concerns to encompass themes such as the Bible and the bloody contemporary of today's headlines. And our final story is Blood Meridian. It's an epic novel of violence and depravity that attended America's westward expansion. It subtly or brilliantly subverts the convention of the Western novel. Based on historical events that took place in the Texas-Mexico border in the 1850s, it traces the fortune of Kid, a 14-year-old Tennessean who stumbles through a nightmarish world where Indians are murdered and a market for their scalps is thriving. I hope you will take this opportunity to read one or more of Cormac McCarthy's books. Although he never won the Nobel Prize, he's won National Book Awards and Pulitzers in the United States. His writing is as great as it can be, and particularly for me, All the Pretty Horses painted the most vivid description of the Texas Southwest that I've ever read. He's a great author. He may not be with us much longer. I hope you'll buy and read one or more of these great books by Cormac McCarthy. I hope you have a great weekend, and thanks for listening. The Compliance Podcast Network was recently honored with some communicator awards for podcasts I know you will want to check out. Are you interested in Lyme disease? Well, check out Understanding Lyme Disease. And check out the Hill Country Podcast, where I look at the people, places, and things of the Texas Hill Country. I recently posted a new podcast series, The Big Empty, on 21st century economic issues facing the state of Texas, where together with author Lauren Steffi and using his book, The Big Empty, to introduce 5 key economic topics facing the state of Texas. It's a fusion of fiction and current fact that I know you will enjoy if you're a book reader, if you're an economist, or just a listener. And we actually have one more, which is The Board's Role in Compliance, where I'm joined by my colleague Jonathan Mark partner at Baker Tilly, where we look at the role of the board of directors in compliance, starting with the Caremark doctrine and carrying that forward, and answer questions on how a board can fulfill its obligations under a best practices compliance program. The Sunday Book Review is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.